Hello everyone, my name is Cesar and welcome to my English content of the day. And right now I'm going to talk about my favorite BL series or movie, I think. I'm not really familiar with a lot of BL series or works. I think I only watched around 10 BL. I think it's not enough you know, for BL fans, I think. I'm just not exposed yet to a lot of series out there and stuff like that. To be fair though, I'm not really looking BL series that I want to watch or whatsoever because sometimes the concept of the series is just the same. They are following the same formula when it comes to making a lot of this story. That's why I feel like I don't really have to search for a good BL or any of that. So yeah, my knowledge about BL is not necessarily a lot, but I know enough, I think. In fact, I actually going to make an essay video, in regards of BL world, stuff, the cultural impact that it has to the world, and it quite become problematic. But today I'm not going to discuss about that. I'm going to talk about some of my favorites, I think. So I'm going to rank the series from 10th place to the first place. Obviously, the rank will be subjective. This is my own opinion. So if you disagree with my opinion, it's all right. But when it comes to judging story of BL series or movie, I'm kind of more detailed or, you could say a little bit harsh. Because here's the thing. When they are making this type of series or BL, they are indirectly representing a group of people who are longing for representations. That's why the way I treated that's why the way I try to analyze the story, it's more judgmental than ever, because I know for some people it's really important to have a great story to represent them, right? But sometimes people are just okay with the stories that I don't really think it's good, let's say, but they love to see the actor's face, so I don't blame them. But so yeah, so far I have only watched around 10 series and movie, I believe, and yeah, I'm going to rank them one by one. Let's start from my least favorite. Number 10. It is actually Tonhon Chonlati. You can be mad. You know what? You can be mad if I put them on my last place, let's say, because when I watch this series, there are a lot of unnecessary moment or unnecessary fan service, I could say, and the ending seems a little bit rushed, to my taste. When it comes to BL stories, one of the formula that they always do is one of them supposed to be straight, and then they meet their partner, and then they meet their partner, and then suddenly they turn, or technically they just become gay just for them. You can always see, the stereotypical story or the stereotypical of character, which one of them supposed to be more masculine than the other. It's shown like that. And even though even though GMMTV tried their best to explore the character development, but I don't think it's enough. It seems to be in the rush, so I think that is why I don't really enjoy it as much as the other. Another formula when it comes to BL series or movie, I mean, the portrayal of women there. A lot of them portray women as evil and as the antagonist, and it happened in Tonhon and Chonlati. Well, I mean, a lot of BL do that, but the thing is, just like I said before, I've only watched 10. Probably there are a lot of BL series or movie that worse than this. Hey, at least we've got a lot of fan service that most people probably would like to see when it comes of this kind of story. So not necessarily trying to analyze the story or the character, but they just enjoy, the cast, which is fine. But I'm so sorry, I cannot do that. Number 9, Together with Me. The cast of this series is Max Tool, if I'm not mistaken, the king of BL, they say, but their ship is gone. Well, I'm not supposed to talk about that. I watched the first one and the second one. When it comes to series, like I feel like sometimes they just need to be done on first season, when the story already resolved. But no, they decided to have the second season. Why I put it on number 9? They are following the same pattern. One of them supposed to be straight, and then they try to explore their sexuality, you know, and then the villain is always women, the portrayal of women there. Um, and and here's the thing. I feel like Korn character is, relationship destroyer, I feel like, because in that situation he already understands that, his partner already had a girlfriend back then, but he still do it anyway. So technically, when I watch this, I kind of conclude that Korn actually the one who destroyed the relationship in the first place, and all of their friends trying to help them, trying to find evidence in regards of Korn ex-girlfriend. Wait, not ex-girlfriend. They try to find their dirt. They were trying to find her dirt. The bad story about her, which is not their business. If we try to apply that on the on the real life situations. So yeah, from that moment though, let's say I could already tell how the story will be ended. So yeah, it's not as exciting as I thought, especially this series already came out like for so long, and people already claim the cast of the Together With Me King of BL. Well, you could see all of their fan service all around of the internet. I think I could see why they are being they are being claimed as a king of BL. And on the second season, the story got weird. A lot of cheating, a lot of sex, a lot of a lot of things that I don't actually enjoy watching that. Well, not necessarily not enjoying, I feel, but it's more like I have more questions when I watch that series, the second season. That's why I feel like Together With Me should be ended on the first season. Yeah, I said what I said. Although, but here's the thing, guys. When I said this, it's not necessarily that I don't enjoy the series, but I just have so many questions. It's just in my nature. In fact, I actually quite enjoy it, and I had a good ups and down when it comes to watching Together With Me, but I could only put them on number 9. Number 8, Together the series, and Still Together. Well, it's supposed to be like-hearted series, right? But again, the formula is always one of them supposed to be straight or used to be straight, and then they discovered themselves. And yeah, actually, Together the series is the first BL series that I have watched, because it's on my Netflix recommendations for so long, and I didn't realize it was BL, and then I watch it. It's BL. I actually made the formulations of BL stories based on based on Together the series. Probably you would like to see it. You could find it on my channel. Actually, I put the card, so if you want to watch that, you could go ahead. So basically, I created a formulations based on Together and this Together the series, and then I tried to compare it with another series. Most of the formula that I created from that series is actually fit with almost all of them. So yeah, even though I put Together the series on my number 8, I quite enjoy watching it actually. So I think there are a lot of moments that I feel like the acts of the actors quite awkward or not necessarily natural, I could say. So yeah, I think that is why I put it on my number 8. And it's too predictable. Let's say I could already tell what's going to happen when I watch on my 5th episodes. And yeah, like even the conflict, I could already tell what would happen next, and it happened. So yeah, as much as I enjoy it, it's too predictable. That is why I put it on number 8. Number 7, I put, what is it? Oh, A Tale of Thousand Stars. They're not necessarily following the same pattern. The cast is always students for some reasons. Why? I already mentioned 4 BLs, and so far all of them are students. And I believe almost everything that I will mention in this video is going to be students. A Tale of Thousand Stars, I actually really enjoy. I feel like the setting was great. The story is different, if I could say. The story is quite different when you compare to the other three that I have mentioned before. And the concept is quite unique. Like technically, you own somebody's heart, and it's quite sweet. I believe there's a lot of actions, even though the concept is quite different, they are still following the same pattern when it comes to stereotyping, man-to-man relationship. Like, one of them supposed to be stronger and one of them supposed to be weaker, or or less masculine. Let's say it could happen. Well, I could see the appeal why a lot of BL are following this kind of pattern. I think it's for the sake of fan service, because a lot of series I feel. Because a lot of series trying to sell their intimate moment as their selling point, and I understand that. But overall the story is quite interesting, because it kind of tells you about incarnation and stuff like that. Like, you own somebody's heart, and then you could, like, you want to feel thankful and grateful for someone that's helping you, avoid that. And yeah, the concept of the story is really fresh, I feel. And yeah, even though it is on my seventh place, I actually quite enjoy A Tale of a Thousand Stars. But I'm not going to review all of the series that I've watched. I only talk about it in general. Maybe I would make a review video, but it depends. If a lot of people wants me to review those series that I have mentioned, that I would, but in this video I'm not going to review it. I'm just going to give my general thoughts about this series. Number 6, A Fish Upon a Sky. To be honest, though, it's kind of tie between a Tale of Thousand Stars. Yeah, but I don't know why, but for some reasons I enjoy Fish Upon a Sky more than a Tale of Thousand Stars. Even though both of them, I feel like they are in the same place when it comes to my liking. So what I like about this series, because from the start, like, they're not questioning people sexuality. Like, the main character already sure that I like guys. So it's not following the cliche, one of them supposed to be straight and then somehow they will turn gay for another person. But so yeah, it's kind of refreshing to have those main characters that already know, like, they already understand who they are. And the story is more involving insecurities, rather than involving a third person. It's actually more how you manage to clear out your insecurities in relationship. So yeah, but again, I really hate the portrayal of women there. They made their female character to be, mean, backstabbing. It's just too stereotypical, and I don't like that. But overall, I quite enjoy it. It's the story itself is really lighthearted. It's not something that I so I feel so, let's say, when it comes watching this. I don't really feel a lot of emotional connections, but again, I also enjoy it in some of the moment. Number 5 is The Lovely Writer. I believe the main cast are Up and Cow Up. Yeah, I think what I like about the series is actually how realistic it was behind the scene, in terms of they are trying to tell you a story, they are trying to tell us a story, how this BL industry is actually affecting people, and I kind of appreciate it. We could understand the dynamic between fans and how BL fans sometimes destroying someone's career or life. So yeah, I really appreciate the change of pace, even though I just don't understand why they make one of the characters student. Why don't they just, working adult? I would feel more relate. I feel like a lot of people will be more relate to working adult. But yeah, I think I'm going to put Lovely Writer on number 5, because I feel it's different. The pattern is different. Number 4, I put Turn Type. only the first seasons because I refuse to watch the second season. Why? Because Turn Type is the first BL that actually made me cry, especially on episodes 11. That breaking up scene still haunting my mind to this day because it's really heartbreaking. Despite the pattern of students that being portrayed, I like the pace. I like I like the idea of why a certain person could be homophobic. We could see the background of of someone of type. We understand the background of him, the reasons why he had this hatred towards the gay people. It's so yeah, it's kind of refreshing to see that. And they touch a lot, and they touch a lot of misconduct that happen to people, and how they try to heal their trauma. And I really love Type's manners in this series because he is really short tempered. He gets angry easily, and he punch people if they do if he doesn't like something. So the dynamic between partners is not necessarily one of them like really masculine. One of them is really soft. But here, what I like about Types, like, he hold to his ground. Someone that you wouldn't dare to mess around. So yeah, I think in terms of the characters, the development is really great in this series, and I enjoy it. For me, the ending of the first season of Turn Type is really good enough. So I don't necessarily want to see the second season because I really hold this in because I really like the series. I don't want the second season to ruin that. That's why I refuse to watch the second season. Well, maybe who knows? I'm scared of disappointment of second season of the series. Because sometimes this because sometimes a lot of series that I feel like it's supposed to be ending that way, but somehow people still push for second season, and then they end up getting disappointed when they receive the second season, and I don't want to feel that on Turn Type. That's why I only watched the first season. Number 3, Theory of Love. Well, even though Theory of Love is following the the manual, the usual pattern of BL, one of them supposed to be straight, and one of them is really soft or feminine type of guy. But because I feel the story is really relatable, when you fall in love with someone that you don't necessarily know you will. So yeah, I feel like Theory of Love touch a lot of heart, especially the characters, the actors. Oh my god, Gan Atapan act is really good, and of Jumpal act in that series is really good. I really hate Kai. When I watch the series, that I really hate Kai. I really hate the way he treated Third. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, the name of the character is Third. Number 2, when it comes to the series, I could say this is one of my favorite. I Told Sunset About You. Oh my god, it's really good. The script writing is really good, even though it's students for some reason. But I understand the reasons why it's supposed to be a students, because I already reviewed I Told Sunset About You. Maybe you want to watch that to get my full thoughts. But when I watched I Told Sunset About You, I feel the emotions. I feel confused as well. I also feel empathy, and I don't like to see the character that Bilkin and Pipi played crying, because that gets me, that hurts me. This is what I mean about a good storytelling and good writing. I Told Sunset About You exceed my expectations, and they don't portray women as an evil. I watch that, I could feel the confusion of our feelings, about certain stuff that probably we never know about. So yeah, it's really good. And then there's also a dynamic between the main characters and the family, between friends. So yeah, it's good. I refuse to watch I Promise You the Moon, though, because I already told the reasons. Because I feel like if it is supposed to be end, then it is ending, and I don't want the second season to ruin the expectations that I already have. That's why I decided not to watch I Promise You the Moon. Except probably I would watch it. But for now, I don't think I want to watch the second season. I Told Sunset About You, or I Promise You the Moon. And number one, this is a movie actually, not a series. But mine, Your Name Engraved Herein. That's really good, you know. And I really like the open ending, you know, like we could decide whether the main characters ended up being together or not. It's really emotional. And it's not only that, it also adds the historical aspects, you know, in Taiwan when it comes to the movement of the same-sex relationship. It's really touching, you know. Yeah, like you could see like how far our society developed, you know, when it comes to that. And if you want a good cry, you should watch Your Name Engraved Herein. Oh my god, that's going to be one of my favorite movie when it comes to BL genre. So yeah, that's my favorite. I don't know if I don't know if I plan to review any of them, and I still don't know whether I'm going to search another BL series to watch. Well, maybe if you have recommendations, you could recommend me what I should watch. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, where I occasionally use English as my language when making video. Well, I don't know. Maybe I would make this in the future. Maybe I will make a lot of this in the future. So I'll see you guys next time. Until then, have a great day and be kind to another and stay awesome, people.